I'm joined right now by Tom Hayes, founding principal, NHB advisor. Thank you so much for being with us, Tom.
Well, thank you for having me here. It's lovely.
Thank you. Well, we've been getting a lot of great information today about different distressed companies and the problems that they face. We've been talking about from an investor view and from a sales view, but we haven't really talked too much about the risks that the CEOs of these distressed companies face. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, we come in, we're a turnaround and crisis management firm, and we'll come into a troubled situation, and the troubled situation is generally reeling out of control, and we come in and we're supposed to get our arms around everything
And make it orderly again?
Try to figure out what's going on. But in that internal chaos, the company is frequently circling the drain, and a lot of shortcuts are being taken. And for instance, once I had a situation where I'd just taken over as CEO, and I was signing checks. And as I was signing checks, I ran into a check for $30,000 to a company that I hadn't heard of before. And I said, "What's this?" And they said, it's a refund of an overcharge. Oh, okay. I don't understand the company or the what job was it? So they explained it to me, and I said, "Well, how do we refund it to this?" And they said it was the president's private company, and we're just giving it back to the president. Well, that was a kickback that we had to deal with, and that was at the very worst time of the of this company. And so anyway, we first thing I did was call my lawyer up and say, "Here's the situation." He said, "Let me call you back in a few minutes." And he called me back with another lawyer, and the other lawyer was introduced, and the other lawyer started out with, "Well, the federal sentencing guidelines start at," so we,
Oh my gosh.
so we had to go through. We had to go through a lot to isolate this individual. We had to do, at the very worst time on trying to save this company, we had to do background work to make sure that there were no other payments that had gone out. And there were, and for me, luckily, there had been no other payments going up. But you know, that is one of the real risks, and the government is starting to really enforce the Fraudulent or Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. So that's one area. Another area where you can try to isolate your liability, but it really doesn't happen, is that of environmental liabilities. And when you become a CEO of a company, or an interim CEO, or possibly even a chief restructuring officer, you're assuming the liabilities of an operator of a site. And I know once I had a situation where we came in and we thought we had a wonderful indemnification and representation, but I later found out their wastewater permit had expired, and we were dumping things into a stream that we had never registered for air emissions of sulfur dioxide, and lastly, we had a bunch of materials in the ground from a prior manufacturing company that were leaching in the water supply. So you know,
You expect the unexpected, I guess you have to after a while.
You've got to number one, you've got to protect yourself on these things, and then when they're presented, you've really got to deal with them in a timely manner. It really is important that you're dealing with a good legal counsel, so you can get the help when it's necessary. And there are a variety of other issues. We were winding down an employee leasing company, and the state laws vary, but and this was some time ago, but I believe in Michigan, it's a personal criminal liability for you not to pay unemployment taxes, and in New Jersey, it's workers' comp. Now it may be the other way around. And anyway, you've really got to understand what the legal ramifications of these things are and how to deal with them, and then act with the dispatch when you find that you're presented with a problem.
So there are numerous areas then of unusual risk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And it's one of the things that is the reason we all make an above average income, is the risks that we look at, and then you want to be able to keep your head when the lawyers start throwing arrows past you. And right now I'm working as an expert witness on defending a fellow who was a CRO of and it was from a good firm, and Chapter 7 trustee is saying he's responsible for things that occurred even before he came on board. And it's a major lawsuit, and so there's just a lot of pitfalls that you've got to be careful of. And one of the things I'm excited about this book for is we can help highlight these issues for people. Also, I was involved in the startup of the Certified Turnaround Professional Program of the Turnaround Management Association, and we train certified turnaround professionals to go in and help highlight these issues for them, as well as methodology for turning around companies that's proved to be highly successful over the years. So it's been a fun gig.
Has there been a mistake, though, that you've seen with these people who are turning around who didn't have the experience, and the advice that you've given them that they've learned from that? Like, was there a common misunderstanding or mistake or something that really people out there could learn from your experience?
I was retained by Chapter 7 trustee in the merry-go-round case to sue a major accounting firm that really screwed up the Chapter 7. And their essential problem was they didn't act with a sense of urgency. When these things are going down, you've got to really act with a sense of urgency. And merry-go-round was a set of retail stores all around the country. I think they had 1,500 stores. And the thing job one in a retail bankruptcy is to close stores. Mm-hmm. They waited for roughly 9 months to essentially start closing stores. So they settled for $185 million. So that was one of the big failures that I've seen as a turnaround practitioner. You're not always going to make the right decision, but even if you make the wrong decision, you want to make your decisions quickly, and then if you make the wrong decision, you can change your mind, and
right.
You're not wedded to something for life. It's really interesting, but you've really got to act with authority and dispatch there.
And I like your comment about dodging the arrows. You have to be able to do that too.
Well, I've dodged bullets too.
Tom, it's been a delight to talk to you.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay.